So, my dear Capricorn, the sun has moved into Pisces, and we see, of course, Pisces, the moon card. And here in Osho Zen Tarot, he gave to the moon the past lives. And we can see really clearly that the two hands form a vagina. And we can see that there is the portal as the entrance and the exit. The past lives. So we can see that our past lives are ruled through the moon and is now giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign. And so an earth sign and a water sign are coming together. Here the moon affecting you now because the moon is visiting you. And here, very interesting, is the sun is visiting Pisces, which is connected with the moon. Recognize the depth of having a look where you're still cut off from source, and that the path to it is over the five senses into the sixth sense. So then we get out of the Wheel of Fortune and then the five senses, or the Hierophant, the 15, and that's then calculated together the 6. And the 6 is again and again the self-love, right? Here we have also the Wheel of Fortune plus the 8, and we recognize the strength we gain. The more lives we have lived, the more we can actually have an experience of maturity, right? We grow deeper and deeper into the understanding of an emotional intelligence. This moment exists only once a year, but if we include the other planets and the other constellations, then this moment exists only once in your life. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune is ruling our dreams and our mind. And I gave, of course, Pisces the fish pose, the upward and downward facing dog, like the two salamanders that are guarding the portal. Are these two dogs also guarding here the dimension that we are evolving into? And he is, of course, guarding this dimension that we're in right now. For you, Saturn is ruling you. And Saturn is, of course, then that father figure, is, of course, the lesson, our boundaries, right? Our borders, etc. And, of course, for you, I have here dancer pose, Nataraj Asana. And dancer pose is like we're dancing through the five senses up to the sixth sense, right? And we have here 3 pairs, 3 stages: body, mind, and spirit, and then the liberation up above the 6. And so we recognize that the third eye is very important for you, particularly to not be stuck or attached to this dimension. So this is the combination today. And of course, like I said, if we include the other planets, then this moment really exists only once in your life. You are the Queen of Pentacles. Here in the Wandering Star Tarot, you are that lovely, beautiful, loyal personality. And just recognize always that when we give, we have to understand in the giving lies also a moment of, why do I give? Do I really just give because I want to give? Or is there a reason behind that I give, right? And we don't want that. is your birthday between December 12th and January 8th, then is she your court card? If not, please look in the description below. I have listed all of the cards that I'm using here, but also all of the court cards there. So you are the 10th house of career and success. Very clear. You reach up, right, the highest as a goat, and you are as such Capricorn the boss, right? And you really can create quite a strong system, right, where people want to climb, want to reach somewhere. And so be always careful why you are inspiring the people to reach somewhere. Is it because just for the fact that we want to be successful, or is it to really become aware of how these energies are playing with us, but nevertheless we act upon them because it's deep in our genetics, right, to evolve. And so just always become aware. Back to the last reading, Aquarius Sun and Capricorn Moon. 22 wands are indicating the end and the beginning of a new cycle. Now, the interesting part here, you had through Uranus, right, because Uranus is connected with the Fool, with the new beginning, and you had here the Devil coming up, and you can see it's like, okay, here is you, that picture that they gave you, right? You have to deal with a lot of negativity, and I think it's time to break out. And so here we have the Queen of Wands, and in between we also have the 10 of coins, right, which is then also a lot of money. And you are the one, right, that has a lot of money, that is able to achieve that kind of richness. Now, Neptune rules also the Hanged Man, and so we're going to look as an overall energy into the creativity oracle, because the Hanged Man is somehow also a vision. The Hanged Man is bringing you the reflection and the new vision, right? A new perspective of what you think you know. And when we think we know, all of a sudden we realize that we don't know, right? Particularly the more we know, the more we realize how less we know. So we see what's here as a vision is coming to you. And these cards are made out of fabric. They're really beautiful. They're very creative in the way they did here these cards. Just have a look at the picture. Dive into it before I give you a number and before I give you the name of the card. Transformation, number 44. So you get right away a portal here, right? And we know transformation is imminent. Every inhale and every exhale, I am a new person. And so the message is, allow the energy of fear to be transformed by love, creativity, and compassion. And so the 44 I leave, right? I do not calculate this together. And we have the Hanged Man getting this transformation by being hanging here on the Tree of Life. And the Tree of Life is letting you know that everything is evolving and everything is changing, and that the 10, the Wheel of Fortune, is spinning and spinning, and that the High Priestess knows that. She knows that everything comes and goes, and so The 44, 2 times the 4 is then, of course, the 4 elements, but also the heart chakra and the Emperor. So the 12 then becomes a 3, which is the Empress. So the Empress, the feminine aspect in us, brings us then this kind of transformation and this kind of success. And you see this white horse flying here in the sky, and we see this rock formation behind it, and it could be the moon going to the right. And that's the path right now. You're going to the full moon. You had your new moon in your own month, but you get your full moon in your opposite sign, which is Cancer. And Cancer is the 4th house of friends and family. So there is indirect really a strong message for you already that can be seen from many different angles, right? That's why I give you the information and you fill in your story. So I don't calculate it together, right? All of this. But if I would have here then the 8 plus the 3 is the 11. The 11 is the teacher. The knowledge is coming to you, knowing that the path is now to go out to your full moon, to the right, extroverted. On the position of the Fool comes here the Queen of Wands. And you had the Queen of Wands here. And you recognize that she plays an important role in your life because she's coming up again. Now on the position of the Fool, that foolish idea to take that action forward. You see the red shoes, you see the green undergarments that she is wearing. And colors are very important, right, in the tarot, because they indicate the state of consciousness the card actually brings to you. Red is taking action, and green is healing, but also love, right? It's the 4th chakra. So there is a loving energy underneath this Aries. And so the horse is going into Aries, right? And you are seeing now through Uranus, which is connected with the Fool, that there is a new beginning. There is something, a transformation with an Aries happening. Very clearly, right? Transformation, a new vision that you are seeing here with an Aries. And recognize that she is the one, the 1st house of self. And so to work with an Aries or to connect with an Aries means that you can connect also to the empowerment of starting something, right? It's the wands, it's like the red shoes, it's like taking action in a direction that you are unfamiliar with, because that's what the new beginnings are. We don't know, but this horse is literally going into the Aries energy, and we have next reading Sun in Aries. So the sign is very strong and very clear already for you. Then on the position of the Magician comes here the soul retrieval, the number 49. And it's very interesting because the 49, right, is here again a 4. So you had here the 44 and the 9. Here the Hermit, the inner knowledge to know that this transformation is important and that you are going into this transformation to become more loving, to become more creative, and to become more compassionate. And that's what a transformation does to us, because here the 1 and the 0 is a 10. And the 10, it's a new cycle. There is a new beginning that is happening here. And so The 49 calculated together is the 13, which is Scorpio, which is the death card, and the 13 turns into a 4. So we have a 4-4-4 portal, right? Understand 3 times the 4, feel empowered through the heart or through the 4 elements. But if I put the 1 now into the 49, then we have a 50. So the 5 senses are then renewed. You can create magic with the 5 senses, right? You can create here with the third eye that she's holding in between here, the magic wand and her left hand. She creates that empowerment, right? That action, that inspiration. And so here Mercury is coming directly to you. Now, of course, I want to know, what are you going through as a soul retrieval? And it's the 2 of Cups that came up here. And the 2 of Cups is facing the left. So it's in the past. It's introverted. It's a soul energy that is actually being here cleared. And the 2 of Cups here in the Mother Peace Tarot, we see 2 humans, half fish, 2 dolphins, and it's not said that it's a man and a woman, but in a way it looks like, right, that he is a man and she is the woman. So the 2 of Cups, again, remember the 2 of Cups is that moment where we feel Venus in Cancer, right? The beauty and the love that maybe you had with an Aries, or in general that you had a relationship in the past that was really important to you, but you are now shedding yourself out of it, right? Because here's the 10 through the 0, so that's the number 10. And then here we got the 5 and the 2, which is a 7, and the 7 is Cancer. The emotional intelligence that you're gaining by shedding and by taking the flight and by liberating yourself, right? And become finally liberated from a love that maybe is finished because it's to the left, right? And so you are awakening to a new possibility. But the 7, which is really beautiful, is actually bringing you then that Chariot, the success, the emotional success that we're looking for, because we cannot buy that. So Venus in Cancer, right, remember, is actually here then Cancer energy, already letting you know on your full moon, you're really going to shed something that has to do with the past. And then on the position of the High Priestess comes the Fool. And he's looking into this soul retrieval and he's saying, yes, then you can begin new. The 2 of the High Priestess and the 0 is letting you know that the 20 is the last judgment, is the 20th major arcana. And here we have the calling to start fresh, to be again the spirit of either. The foolish man takes on this challenge after you've done the soul retrieval. Now, what's really powerful here? The Fool is the 22nd major arcana. Yes, it's the 0, but we have 22 major arcanas. So he can be a 20 or 3 times the 2. 2, 2, 2. 3 times the 2 is we become powerful in the way you see creativity, in the way you see that the snake brings you to here, the 5th chakra. It's pointing literally then how you actually speak about this empowerment, right? Because it is empowering to know that you have now here 3 times the 2. But remember, you have here also a 2, so 4 times the 2, right? You have a 4, 4, then a 4 here with the soul retrieval, but now you have a 2, 2, 2, 2, right? And so it's clear. The message is clear, right? The 4, the heart, the 4 elements, which is always in the power of the magician. He always plays with the 4 elements, right? He uses them to create new. And so your soul retrieval is freeing you out of a relationship that's finished, and now you are being challenged to be creative again in your heart and allow things to blossom however they want to blossom, right? And so the message is very clear. A new beginning comes here to you. Then on the position of the Empress comes the Empress. So then you have a clear 33. The 33 in the Secret Brotherhood is actually a degree, and this degree is the highest degree. And it's really here very clear that to the upper world you are now understanding what the Empress is all about, right? The number 3 is the first form that is created out of 3 points, the triangle, the new one, right? The 3 is the new one. And so the 33 is bringing you through Venus, because the Empress is connected with Venus. Here, the eagle, the scepter, and all 12 zodiac signs, right? She gives birth to all 12 zodiac signs. The moon, the richness, the power, right? To now create new love, new ideas. It's like you master it now, right? And only love and beauty can come to you when you really listen to this. Then comes on the position of Capricorn in the moon. Here, the 6 of Wands, right? And that's Jupiter in Leo. And Jupiter in Leo is all about, now you can be a triumph, now you can be a winner, now you can actually stand here and hold all 6 wands in your hands or in your claws, and you're looking straight ahead, right? This straight ahead look is always indicating that you know what you're doing. Now here, the 15 becomes the 6, so you have a 6-6 portal here. Here it's a 3-3, and now a 6-6, right? And the 6-6 is for you 2 times the 6, 2 times the self-love, 2 times knowing that you have overcome the 5 senses and that you are now in your 3rd eye, that you are reaching up, and that you are now understanding that the 66 is here to let you know that everything has a moment, everything has its importance, right? The same way here you have a 33, right? But you also have through the Hanged Man a 3. And so you have 3 times the 3, right? You start to empower yourself through understanding what power really means, right? And so here, taking action, right? Jupiter, the planet that expands, the planet that actually is bringing you passion and also creativity, right? And you can see she's like looking straight at you. Then on the position of the Queen of Pentacles comes here the 5 of Wands. So that's Saturn in Leo. Now you have here Jupiter in Leo and Saturn in Leo. And Saturn is, of course, ruling you, right? So Saturn here is literally saying, but then when you have this type of victory, do not compare yourself never with anyone else. Because what's happened here is that you are awakening to the game of duality, oh, you do it like this? Oh, well, I do it better like you, etc., right? And so there is this like debate, and also like, oh, well, I am better, and la 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 la, right? I can do, calculate them together, you get the 11. The 11 is the inner teacher, is the wisdom, to know to not get into this 5, because it's again your 5, the 5 senses. You playing with the 5 senses. You need to go into the 6th sense. That's you, 6. But you, the 10th house plus the 5 is the 6. You see the numbers? It's crazy. You coming up again, right? The 15 here. Then you make a 6 out of it. The third eye is how you can get out of this. And then you have a 6-6 portal here, right? In a way, of course, a 6-6, but also a 6-6 to this side, right? Forward to your full moon. And so it's clear, right, that you need to rule Saturn. Saturn rules you, but you need to learn everything about Saturn and know how you can play with it, how you can, rule it. That's your game, right? To make sure that Saturn is not controlling you through the game of having or not having, being better or not being better, right? Or in general, right? To test yourself all the time with others. No, you are here, the 6, but the inner teacher is appearing, and so you know what to do with that. Then comes on the position of Pisces in the Sun. Here, again, a 5. And this is the outsider, and that's the 5 of Pentacles. And you see that the child is standing here at the portal, at the door, and it thinks it's closed in, but when we look closer, the lock is not locked. It's just draped and it looks like it's locked, and the child doesn't know that, and the child looks out. Look at that. And so it's almost like this has created deep within you a feeling that maybe you need to prove yourself, because here we have the 18, right? Many past lives have given you maybe deep in your subconscious that feeling, but usually these kind of feelings start in a very, very young age, right, from our parents. But the 9 and the 5 is the 14, Temperance, which is connected with Sagittarius. And Temperance is understand that everybody can do what they need to be doing. Mind your own business. Connect with what you need to be doing. And this is very often connected with the self-worth, how self-worth you feel you are. And important is that you calculate the 14, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 4, right? The 4 here as the transformation, the 44, the 4 together, and you get then the 5. The 5 is left. So really clear, you have a 5-5 portal, 2 times the 5, and it's saying, well, understand clearly that here Mercury in Taurus, the constellation, right? Mercury, the information, the soul retrieval, the letting go of something, right? In regards to here, the Aries, letting go something in regards to a relationship, Venus in Cancer, letting go, because it's not just a love relationship here, it's all relationships, right, that the 2 of Cups is talking. But of course most read it as like a relationship of a male and a female. So notice Mercury in Taurus, that you need to find your true value from deep within and break free, right? Because this is open and you just need to push it. And so here, of course, the 5 then is left, and you need to look into your self-worth. Then, look at this now. On the position of the moon, right, as the dream oracle, comes the 55, another portal. But you have, look at this, 5, 5, 5, 5. 4 times the 5. 4 times the 5 is letting you know, right, the 44, the transformation is imminent, because you see the gate? The gate is open now. Look at that. So I'm not calculating this together. So the 9 is here, right, of the moon, the 18, and you did it. You did look into your subconscious and you liberated yourself and you opened that gate. Look at that. It's crazy. Look at the rainbow colors, and now it's the clear color. No more rainbow colors. It's amazing. And of course I wanted to know then, when you open the gate, you see it here, the gate is open. When you open the gate, what is coming to you? And the Hermit, the Crone is coming to you reversed though. Now, what's really interesting, here we have a 9 portal with a 5, 5, and here 5, 5. 4 times 5, right? And the 9 and the 9. So you understand more and more that you are guided, really clearly are guided to open the gate, so that you can see that now the number 9, the completion, is coming at you, is letting you know, hey, here I am, recognizing that I can learn from looking deep within, from letting go things in you that happened in your childhood, and that you are now ready to embrace, of course, the inner alchemy, the inner transformation. But it's not there yet. It's not 100% there yet, because it's reverse. And when it's reverse, it's saying, the crone is not able to see very far into herself. She may think she knows more than she currently does. She has a tendency to jump from one thing to the next without fully digesting the significance of each move. The crone should be careful of decisions now. She may think she sees more than she does at this point. The crone needs an outside perspective. Perhaps she should wait on making crucial decisions until she is more awake to her inner guidance and wisdom. So yes, you opened the gate, you opened the door, but now stay here in this place and recognize what your next move is. Recognize that the 9-9 portal is letting you know, just be aware that the completion is almost there. Because on the position of the sun, we get the 22, the air, the horses. Now, the 19 turns into a 10, right? So the 10 is here, is again this 10 that you had here with the Queen of Wands, right? And remember, we had the 2 here, and we had the 3 times 2 here, and so 4 times 2, 6 times 2. Then in your third eye you will see the new beginning, you will see your spiritual power, you will see that everything has a reason, and that now the horse that came here as the 44 is letting you know you are really taking now the step out into the world, even though you need to be a little slower, right? Be careful, don't haste things. Take that 6 times 2 forward, right? Liberate yourself so that you can take on new relationships. Really important that we never underestimate that, and that you are now going out there into the 22, and the 22 is the Fool, is the Aries energy. So in the next month, a lot of action will come to you, a lot of powerful meaning will come to you, right? Because the sun is going to be in Aries, and you are going to go out there. You're going to have the power of the horses because you opened the gate. Because you opened the gate, and yes, even though the crown is upside down, right? You are on a crossroad, but somehow you are going to push through the High Priestess, right? And through the new beginning. And this is the 22nd major arcana, the Fool, right? And so see what is happening here. See how you now pushing forward, right? Into this like mental motion, because it's air, right? Now, of course, I want to see what comes up here with the air. And the 2 of Wands is coming here. So you have 7 times the 2. 7 is the crown chakra. And this is Mars in Aries, right? So in the next month, you really are going to feel that Aries energy is really working on you, right? That there is something here also with the wands of the 11 wands that we have had here, right? The 11 wands, which is the inner teacher. You have a lot of double numbers. You have the 44, 3 times the 4. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 times the 5, 3 times the 9, 7 times the 2, the 11. I mean, it's like the 33 or the 3 times the 3. And of course, here is a 1, right? So you have 3 times the 1. I mean, it's like, it's clear. You get really signs through the numbers. And so here is now 7 times the 2. And the 2 of Wands is literally saying, well, you are calling your ancestors who show you how to make fire, how to take that thought out forward into the world, out into your full moon, how to be then this empowered personality, right? So the 10 and the 2 is the 12, is the Hanged Man, is the Hanged Man that brought you the 44, the transformation, the horses, right? The horse up in the sky is inspiring you now to go forward. And the horse up in the sky is Sagittarius, right? And so you then have a 22-3. So that could be the date of the 22nd of March, which is then where the sun goes into Aries. Oh my God. And so it's very clear, right? So Mars in Aries is like, okay, bringing you forward. And where is it bringing you? Into Sun in Capricorn, the 4 of Pentacles. Look at you. So, of course, then here you have the 4, 4, 4. You see that? But the world is the 21, which is then, of course, you're calling the 20, and the 1, the Magician. The 3 is left. The 3, the Empress that came on the position of the Empress. Very clear. So you are noticing the 3 and the 4 is the 7, the emotional intelligence. You are going forward into an emotional intelligence, which is happening when you get your full moon, right? That's Cancer. Cancer is going to bring you an emotional intelligence, an emotional love that you cannot buy, right? Because the 4 of Pentacles is kind of like, yeah, you have money, but you're holding on to money. And there's no other money card here, right? But it's almost saying, don't hold on, right? When you hold on to anything, then you seem poor. And that poorness is bringing you then, of course, always that which you exude, right? That's your vibration. So the 7, get into the emotional intelligence and notice that you are now liberating yourself here, because I'm going to put the 22 down, because here you have a 4, 4, 4, right? And here is a 3, and here's a 3. So the 33 is bringing you the 4, 4, 4. 3 times the 4 here. And you had the 4 here in the soul retrieval, right? And so the 4 was left through the 13, through the transformation. And so recognize that the Hangman is letting you know, go deep into your emotions, because that's what the Hangman is all about, right? The Hangman, through Neptune, dive deep into your dreams and dream yourself into a new emotional satisfaction, into a new emotional love that you can bring to the world, right? An emotional love that yields the 2 of cups to the left, right? A love that is long gone, and you are ready to see that you can call the ancestors, right? It's almost like she is here in this little flower, and it's so amazing, this reading. I mean, I can see so many more stories, but I gotta stop. And you see that here comes a huge transformation to you, right? That the word itself is here the soul retrieval, because the 49 is the 13, and the 13 turns into the 4. So recognize again, right? 4 times the 4, the heart, the love, the emotional intelligence. That's all where you are now heading towards, right? That's all where you are taking those horses towards, right? When you getting your full moon, when you are getting the full moon from the 4th house of Cancer, right? And that's the sun that is bringing you here that movement forward, right? That movement that brought you also here the 5, right? On the sun, the Pisces, the self-worth. Where's your self-worth? Well, go out and find it, right? Do whatever it takes to find it. And so you are really understanding very clearly the message, because what's also interesting is that the 6, the gates that you opened, brought you also here the 6 of Wands. And remember the crow that was facing down, the 9 and the 6 is the 15. That's you. So recognize who you really are. Recognize that and understand that everything has its moment, even this, right? It's okay. So you're going out to your full moon so that you can really now be this empowered personality that is really like doing it because it cannot help it than just live it and to be it, and not to do anything else about this type of empowerment that you are feeling now through Neptune, right? Neptune, the one that brought you the self-worth, right? The outsider that is in the end not an outsider, but actually someone that knows how to go out there, knows how to break free from the 5, right? Your 5, the 5 that is saying, hey, the 5 senses are always locking us in. So find the 6, right? Find the liberation, and you are just doing that. Whew. I hope I see you in the next reading, because Aries is here. Aries is here. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.